Hello, lads, lords, ladies, and gentlemen. Welcome to CJT Swizzly's stream. Who's at the top? Give us a wave.
Hello.
We've been streaming a lot recently, and this is Sir Stimpy, who's just above my head.
Hello.
And I am JD Shaw, aka the Gobby one. Richie Askew, we've put a little picture of him in the bottom corner, couldn't be with us today because he's a bit ill. Don't worry, it's not my corona. But we will be talking about a few things today, from gaming, the new consoles, just general upcoming news, and our feels about it. And if anyone wants to get involved in the chat and let us know how you feel as well, we'll go from there. So, guys, where would we like to begin?
I've been seeing the game rocks. What games have you been playing firstly? What games have you been playing?
Okay, well, we'll let CJT Swizzly start. What have you been playing recently, Chris?
I've been playing. What have I been playing? Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Had a few games on that, and Star Citizen with you guys.
Star
Mainly.
Citizen.
That's
Okay,
been
Sir Stimpy. What about you, Sims?
I've been struggling to stick to one game. I've been playing Persona 5, Fallen Order, sorry. Resident Evil 6 with you, JD.
Yeah.
Star Citizen.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything. What I'm currently playing.
Cool. And just so CJT Swizzly knows, our sound, it seems good, by the way, so far.
That's perfect.
I personally have been playing Resident Evil 6 with Stimpy. We're doing a co-op career. We're currently just completed Leon's chapter 2, and there's only 5 chapters per storyline, and there's 4 storylines, so it's about a 20-hour game. We'll be streaming that together the whole time, so do follow and check us out that if you're watching this in a past broadcast. But I've also been playing Star Citizen, which I love. The trouble is I'm trying to stream that, but because I've got 16 gig of RAM and the game is 16 gig of RAM, we think that it occasionally shuts down the computer when I'm trying to do both streaming and gaming on that one.
Yeah, I think you do need more RAM.
On every other game, it seems to work fine, so it must just be that one.
The game seems to be very heavily dependent on RAM at the moment. Obviously, it is a beta still.
Honestly, yeah,
it's alpha. Yeah,
even my game's been crashing. But yeah, that's my suspicions.
Would you like to bring up a trailer to Star Citizen, and we'll just get straight into that right now?
Yeah, we can.
Because they actually have an event on at the moment of the free flies, where you can actually play the game for free. And they're doing, I think it is, but they're doing a battle of the ships where they basically let anyone play for. By the way, I'm getting a bit of an echo of myself. Can anyone else hear that?
I can hear it a bit. I can hear myself as well.
Has anyone got a screen loud on anything?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
All mine's coming through my headset.
Okay, well, either way, we'll try and figure that out and sort it for next time. But yeah, they've got a free fly on where you can download the game and play it for free, and you can use all the ships. And some of these ships are like £500 if you were to buy them with real money. They're massive ships, and it's a brilliant game. CJT Swizzly right now is just working on putting a trailer in the background. But yeah, so this is Star Citizen.
This song isn't copyrighted, is it?
Oh, look, it's transparent.
Yeah, but I tell you, that was invisible.
I think this game is going to take over the world when it actually comes out, because it's already doing very well for itself. Basically, you can buy ships with in-game money or real money. And Chris, which ship did you go for in the end?
Is it the
Constellation Andromeda, I believe.
Andromeda or something? Yeah.
Your ship reminds me of a ship, from Matrix, that will fly around in.
The Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, it looks like that to me.
Yeah, it does. It looked pretty cool. But yeah, so Chris has probably got the coolest looking ship. I went for the Avenger Titan, which looks a bit like a space shuttle. Stimpy, what did you go for?
Well, I got a Mustang originally, but then I traded it in for the Talon.
Yeah, but the Talon's not out yet, is it?
Yeah, I got to wait for it to come out before I can get it.
Now,
the Talon looks pretty cool. It's like a giant bird.
Yeah, it does look really, really cool. Worth checking out. Now, what would we recommend this game, boys and girls? What would you say, CJT Swizzley? Would you recommend this game?
I'd recommend it. I think it's got huge potential, and I can see it
Yeah.
when it's in its finished format being like massive.
I can recommend it, not so much like say I couldn't say obviously it's going to be a game we can play for indefinite now. But I think if you put money into a game now, you're going to end up with a final game anyway, and it'll get better with time. I mean, because it's not polished at the moment.
Yeah, it's
That'll
not even
come with,
optimized,
like,
is it? A minute.
Yeah, so it'll come with time. So even if you're not having the best experience now, still buy the game, have fun with it as much as you can, and then eventually, I mean, the game will be polished and it will be finished, and all your let's say your time will be rewarded because by the time the actual game does come out, you'll have like more ships than the average player. You'll have like probably more experience than yeah.
Well, I would tantalizingly say, sort of, get it, but just take note. It can be annoying, but most of the time, it's brilliant. For example, I got trapped on a planet because it kept bugging out on me, and like I fell through the floor like 7 times trying to get off this planet. It was a place called New Babbage, which was in the Microtech. And don't get me wrong, the graphics were beautiful, but they were clearly still working on it. So I'm avoiding that place, but it's definitely going to be a game that I'm going to hop into every few months and hope that they've done more and more and more, because they are. But yeah, so any final words on Star Citizen, boys? We've all given it a recommendation.
They could load up the ships up wheel brought so people can see the ships. Picture the ships.
Well, no, we can do, but I just don't want to put more work on Chris than we have to.
I'm working harder.
Crack the whip.
We need 10 sweaters, mate.
Basically, Sir Stimpy got a one-seater fighter, and in this game you can actually get out of your ship if you've got a big enough ship and walk around it. His one-seater fighter, though, you can't actually get out of without getting out of the whole ship, but it is a very nimble, nice little fighter.
Well, it's just like, say, it's not meant to be a long distance. I mean, like some ships can go literally cruising forever.
It's essentially like an X-Wing off Star Wars, if anyone's watched that. You know, where you just sort of fly around in one thing. I bought an Avenger Titan, which is it's a bit bigger. Like, I can get out my ship and walk around my ship, but I've only got a small bunk and then like a cargo storage area that's quite small. Perfect for, you know, doing illegal smuggling in game, you know, of whatever it is that might be. I think they've got a drug in it called
cocaine.
No, it's called Widow or something like that. Yeah.
Who would voluntarily take the drug called Widow? It's like taking a drug called Black Death.
Well, people take like horse tranquilizer, which is like
but it doesn't have a name like Widow. It's like Widowmaker.
Yeah. But that one's that's Chris's ship, the Constellation Andromeda. He's got the biggest ship. Like, that ship can hold sort of three pilot, a pilot and 2 co-pilots. And it's, you know, really massive to walk around. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
It just looks cool.
I do like
really
it.
Cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they get the plane. I can't wait till they get the plane on the back working.
He's got a snub fighter, hasn't he? Which can't do warp jumps, but it can do sort of close range fighting. That's really cool, and you can get into it from inside the ship and then deploy, but you can't do that yet. But it is there, like in you know, you can see it there. You can even get in, can't you? You can get into the ship, you just can't deploy.
You just fall out of it.
Don't get in it, you'll fall out.
Especially not when you're in space, anyway.
When we're like traveling in warp and like JD just teleported out of ship, like, where has he gone?
He's like floating around in space, guys.
We had to find him. Looking.
So you two have got combat ships, haven't you?
Yeah, well,
you got
a bit of everything. I've got like a jack of all trades, master of none.
I have the Hornet as well.
I got Mustang Alpha. You have a Hornet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
You have a
you
Hornet?
want it.
Yeah, the
Oh, they look
F7C Hornet.
They gave you that instead of your snub fighter, though,
Yeah,
didn't they? Like
yeah.
until your snub fighter works, you get that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hornet looks cool. Looks
Yeah.
like something I'll
It's
fight.
really
I think that when I tried to fly it, I accidentally ejected out. And at the time,
You can do it.
we didn't know how to repair it, so I just gave up and didn't bother flying it.
I love the
That's
fact
so
that
cute.
every time you got it out, it just didn't have a seat
Yeah.
or like a top canopy. Like it was just there.
Um,
And I remember the first time you flew it. I was in his hangar watching him take off. He sort of took off, went out, and then came barreling back in again, and his ship just sort of flew over my head, broken, and blew up in front of me. And I was like, "What the hell just happened?" It was really. It is a game that you have a lot of fun with. Definitely worth playing around. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's move on. Let's move on to the next subject, guys.
Yeah.
What are we interested in when it comes to? What do we think? What about? Do you want to get into the new generation of consoles yet, or should we save that for a bit later?
I can talk about if there's any games. I'm trying to think. Are there any
Or
games you're looking for?
before we go to the next generation, would you like to talk about what our votes for the best game of last generation are? Because then we can finish this generation going into the
Right,
next.
so what we'll do? We'll put video up. So we'll. So what we wants to say one first because obviously Chris has got to find the video of it so we can see the trailer.
Well, I would put forward the best game of this generation probably being The Witcher 3 or maybe even Fortnite. And it doesn't mean that I personally think Fortnite is the best game, but if we're talking a cross-gen powerhouse, which has changed gaming in a lot of ways because it has literally made it so that you can play against people on a phone, against a Switch, a console or a PC. You can jump on anything and play that game with anyone, which is good. I mean, it's probably how it should be, to be honest. But The Witcher 3, I'd say, is much more polished from a good standard of developer. CD Projekt Red, very consumer friendly. I don't think anyone has a bad word to say about CD Projekt Red that has any real
Yeah,
thoughts
a
on
good
it.
company. A good company.
So I'd put forward those two, I think. Stimpy,
I
what
said
would
you
you
want to
say?
put the trailer up of Witcher 3. I think most people know what it is, but just the video. Mine probably be. Oh God, like it's hard. Probably Devil May Cry 5, or I want to say Resident Evil 2. No, not two Capcom games. I'll put Persona 5. Persona 5 or Devil May Cry 5.
See, that's
I think
going to be
they're my
hard to
two.
get a vote from us, but that's fair enough. So you'd
No, they're my
recommend...
favourite.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm sure that anyone that views this in, either now or past broadcasts will like to want to put Persona 5 in there.
Like I say, I would say Persona 4, but technically that's not this gen, and even though it's come out on PC, it's like PS2 originally.
Yeah, well, we want to talk
so-
specifically this gen, and I would let slide if you want to say a PC game that came out between PS4 release and Xbox One and PS5 release and Xbox.
Yeah, I think Persona 5 I'm happy with, because it's like, say, most... it's different, it's hard to leave. I'm not going to get too much into it because I'll be talking about it all the time.
So this
Is
one
this Witcher
is
3?
The Witcher 3.
Good
This
game.
is a game that I will put forward as my main game of the generation. I think the story is brilliant. I think the graphics were brilliant. And weirdly enough, it came out very close to the beginning of the generation.
Like the year in, wasn't it? A year or so in.
I think it was 2014, I want to say. Could be wrong. Pretty sure it was.
Actually, 2015.
I don't think this is a gameplay trailer, though.
No, this is a series. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a trailer, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, people probably already know what it is anyway.
Yeah,
So
most people see Witcher.
what would you put forward finally, Stimpy, if you had to choose between Persona 5 and... Did you say...
I'll say Persona 5.
Okay.
No, I said Persona 4. But no, Monster. I'll say Persona 5. Is that all trailer? Is that it? That ended really abruptly.
It's
I
just,
thought
I
you were
think we're
moving
putting
on.
on Persona 5. Yeah,
No.
but now Now, CJT Swizzly, what game would you want to put forward as your game of a generation?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Wow. Okay. Why would you say that?
Because it's one of the very few games that's actually had us all playing together.
Not me.
You did play it and you do own it, so you can't even say that.
Yeah, I own it. I own it. I'm sure. You know what else I own? Syphilis.
No, I'd say Red Dead for the actual story.
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2 for the actual story was one of my favourites this gen.
That's amazing on PC.
Obviously, we talked the other day on your stream about how shit the actual online mode is.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've failed at the online so much. The thing is, I think they've been trying to improve Red Dead 2 online, but it just doesn't work.
You know what I think we did? I think that we deliberately held off on content to drip feed content to retain maybe that's keep players interested long term.
But they weren't interested enough with the base content.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like kind of screw themselves over.
Yeah.
But
that's
like,
probably true.
So what's it? So we're going to put up the Persona 5 trailer?
I'm not sure.
You'll have to give me a minute, dude.
I think we're overworking our technical director over there.
I think Stimpy's new to this.
Yeah, I don't think he understands all the work that goes into it. That's why I'm not asking for too much from Chris. But yeah, Chris, I know you're doing something, but what game? You said you put in Modern Warfare. Do you want to put a second just in case?
So we've got Modern Warfare. Obviously, what did I say before?
Flight Simulator, I think you said before.
You
did say Red Dead.
Red Dead. I'd say Flight Simulator. I think we had a slight discussion about it earlier, but I think Flight Simulator is kind of paved the way for the future.
It definitely deserves an honourable mention.
I think a lot of the technology what's used in Flight Simulator will be used for other games.
Yeah,
that's I hope it does.
Yeah,
I hope it does.
I do as well. I hope they do something with the driving simulator.
Because Microsoft own Flight Simulator, don't they?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Euro Truck Simulator with the technology of that sort of thing?
Yeah, that'd be
that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Or Forza even. But
I can't imagine them to do an open world racing game quicker than I can imagine them to do some sort of trucking game.
I mean, even if ETS, Euro Truck Simulator, they'll probably be the ones that step up to the plate, I imagine. With ETS 3, yeah, I mean, it's kind of there in place. It'd just be the modelling of the structure. But I do kind of get that Flight Simulator, what they've done is great and all, but it is very dependent on how high up the planes are flying over these places. Like, for example, if you go and fly really low down, the buildings will just be a building of that shape and not an actual...
Yeah, what they've done is made an algorithm of the height of the building.
So the higher up you are, the more realistic it looks, and I think it uses like Google Earth or something. But as you get closer, they've just put the models in to match it.
Yeah, I remember I flew down to my house to try and fly directly over my house. Naturally, I flew too low and I crashed into the village hall that's sort of down the road from me. Yeah. And it just looked like a block of flats. It looked like I crashed into this sort of small block of flats.
Well, Blackpool Tower's not even in it.
See, that annoys me. I would have thought they'd have landmarks in it.
Yeah, I think that's...
Well, they've got Eiffel Tower and all of them, but yeah, that's a different story. But I think what they've done is great for, like...
Yeah.
It is like a massive leap forward in simulators, I think.
They certainly deserve an honourable mention. Yeah. So... The thing we're saying is Stimpy's recommended game of the generation is Persona 5. My recommended game of the generation is Witcher 3. What did you say then, Stimpy?
I think before we're having two, aren't we? Two choices.
Okay, yeah, two choices. What was your second choice, Sims?
What was it? Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh, there's Persona 5 in the background now, so that's Persona 5. It's very sort of animated. He's a player in Super Smash Brothers, and I have no idea.
Oh yeah, he's a character. We'll put him in Smash Brothers because we got on the for some reason with the Nintendo consoles, they don't have mainline Persona games. They don't have a main Persona games. So we have like spin-off games.
Yeah,
that's weird. They don't put like main series on there. I don't get it. You think it was put all of the games on there?
I think I'll have to invest in Persona 4 on my Vita and give that a go before I go for Persona 4. The trouble with them, they put me off because they're meant to be incredibly long.
Yeah, well, Persona 4 is like 80 hours long.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's very long.
Yeah, it's all about the journey. It's all about the destination, man.
But yeah, as you said before, I would recommend Fortnite or Witcher 3. I think Fortnite certainly deserves an honourable mention because of the fact that they have done the cross-gen thing. I would put that in the same boat as Flight Simulator, doing the algorithm for the entire Earth kind of thing. As in, it is such a leap forward in gaming that they deserve some recognition for that. Chris's recommend games are Modern Warfare, which, let's face it, has always been a bread and butter to our gaming. We always fall back on either GTA 5 or Call of Duty at some point. We'll end up like that and Ark. See, oh God, Ark. Would I recommend Ark as one of the games of the generation? Yeah, we've played that a lot.
I would say Ark's a really good game, especially when it came out. But the problem is, I don't think it's like a game what you could necessarily play long term in the future. Because it's like
I don't know. It's a building game. Yeah, I think it requires people. You need to join like a Facebook community of people or whatever. Because if you go on those servers, you will get wiped within a day or two. But yeah, so Ark is very good, but I think something on that game needs to be tweaked for it to be more accessible for people. Because you could say, oh, well, what about PvE? Yeah, but PvE is quite boring.
It kind of loses the point, doesn't it? It loses the point of it.
PvP is so hard with less people anyway.
I love PvP.
And Chris's obviously second choice was Red Dead Redemption 2, which I'd happily second because graphically beautiful, storyline fantastic. I personally still prefer Red Dead 1, but I absolutely respect the steps they've taken to Red Dead 2. It's certainly a worthy, storyline to go into. But have you guys heard the rumors about GTA 6?
Yeah.
GTA 6.
Well,
the only reason I'm jumping into it is because the Red Dead Redemption 2 map is meant to be sort of like that will be in GTA 6 because of the fact that it's going to be in. I think you're going to be able to go to 3 different cities. These are the rumors; they're not factual, but they were leaked by someone who's leaked stuff before that has turned out to be true. So, oh look, can't keep quiet.
I was telling on stream it's Taz.
That lol. But yeah, are you going to talk?
Really?
There's a text message because they always keep ringing. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, GTA 6 is going to be 3 different cities. I believe one is based in Mexico or somewhere like that, and the other 2 is based on the East Coast and the West Coast. So I think there's going to be something to do with drug smuggling, and like San Andreas was an entire state with 3 cities in it. I think it's going to be like that, but obviously way bigger and better. And technically we didn't get a GTA on this generation. If you think about that, we only got a Red Dead 2. They obviously remastered GTA 5, but that was out on the 360 generation.
Well, yeah, we didn't have a new get story or new campaign or new characters or new map or.
Yeah, there you go. So, moving on, should we speak about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X reveal, and how do we feel about these? We'll start off with Stimpy. Go for it.
Yeah. Oh, the consoles.
Right. Their consoles. Right.
Hey, we're not that were not bad. I mean, there's a few things I would want from them. But like I say, I'm not. I've always been keeping. I've been trying to find out the actual performance of them when they're playing games, but like, there's been that many people saying different like stuff. It's hard to know what's the truth.
I've got some articles up about both consoles, and both of them honestly seem very similar.
Yeah,
like even though they do different things to get to the power they've got, they seem to be a similar sort of power level. For example, you're both looking at 120 frames per second. They're both meant to support resolutions of up to 8K. You're looking at basically 16 gigabytes of RAM in both of them.
So just a quick question, JD. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 120 frames in what resolution?
I would assume that'd be in 4K because apparently they go up to 8K, which I assume would drop the frames. But I don't know. This is it just says frame rates of up to 120 frames per second.
I think that's dependent on the game and dependent on the obviously. Well, it'd be obviously dependent on the game because if it's like a game like The Witcher, it'll be a lot lower than a racing game, and yeah. So
I don't know. I don't think we can pre-judge.
Yeah.
I don't think we can pre-judge.
I mean, it has got the latest AMD chip in it, so.
Has it got more cores than Stimpy's PC, Chris?
I'm not going to start that on the weekly.
Just a quick disclaimer: these two joking for fun argue between AMD and Intel all the time. But that's by the by. So, Chris, we'll start with you since you're the host and technical director of our stream. How do you feel about these consoles? Will you be getting them? To what capacity? And what, if anything, do you prefer about the consoles? Or would you like me to quickly run through what they can do that the other ones can't?
Price point, they're pretty much on par with each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's no
give or take. Yeah, give or take.
Performance-wise, from what I've seen and heard, they're pretty much on par as well.
Pretty much.
I mean, really, you're just looking at your exclusives, really. If you are a consoler, preference exclusives.
Can we touch on that before you continue? We will let you continue. But Xbox this generation, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that they've not been great. I think that they've been lacking somewhat on their exclusives.
The games are a lot cheaper.
I don't like the word exclusives because exclusives mean games like you don't get to play. But I get what it means because exclusives do help sell consoles.
But it's not just that. It's from the word go, from that awful announcement of the Xbox One that they really fell flat on. They've been playing catch up since day one.
Well, yeah, I think that's what screwed them up a lot of in the first place. Is when they said, "Oh, you always need to connect. You always needed to be online. You couldn't borrow games. You had to have a code." It was more expensive than the PS4 and less powerful. The base Xbox One was less powerful than the PS4, and people was just like. And then on the show, we didn't even show any games. They just showed Netflix and sports and fantasy football and.
Well, they were touting it as a sort of,
multimedia
TV
device,
weren't they? It was more of
it's like multimedia, weren't it? It's not so much a gaming console. It's like a hub for the living room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
But apart from backwards compatibility, Xbox the Series X is meant to be able to play near enough every Xbox game since ever essentially.
Yeah.
But the what is it called? PS5 is meant to be only backwards compatible for the PS4, but I think that's why they've been remaking a lot of games and remastering them for the PS4 generation because they know that those games are going to carry over to the PS5, like Tony Hawk's, like Crash Bandicoot, like Spyro the Dragon. We're like Ratchet and Clank. We've got absolutely loads of them.
One thing I heard about PS5, I'm just seeing if it's true now. But apparently with PS5, I think it's only digital games. It might be physical. I'm not sure, but to play past gen digital games, you'll need a PSN subscription. I don't know, that doesn't really bother you, JD, because you always have a PSN subscription anyway. But I still
Actually,
think
I haven't had a PSN subscription for about 6 months.
Really?
Really, because we share profiles to share games, which is allowed, by the way. I haven't needed to because Richard's had it, so I just use Richard's, which is the guy that isn't here. He's in our bottom corner. Like, don't get me wrong, I would buy it if I needed it, but because I was just like, a lot of the games I've either already owned or I'm not bothered about, you know, the PS Plus games. So I've just been like, well, I'm not going to buy it this month because I don't care about these games that came out now.
Well, the thing is, I'm not saying they have because I'm not 100% sure because I don't like spreading false information. But if it is true, if you are holding back being able to play digital games through a paywall, I think that's a bit shitty. Because that's basically making if you don't have PlayStation Plus, you can't play your own games.
Well, they did say something about no, it's not that. The PlayStation, if you own the game, you can play it. Full stop. What they've said is if you get the PS Plus for PS5, you'll get access to like God of War. You get all like the essential PlayStation games.
So basically, like Game Pass for Xbox.
Yeah, sort of, but a little bit looser because Game Pass is. I tried to cancel my Xbox One Game Pass the other day, and it was like ball ache. It kept leading me in a circle. Because I got it from Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it was £1 at the time, and so I did that, and then it came to renewing it, and they said, it'll be $7.99 now because it apparently went to $4.99, and then it's out of beta, so it's $7.99, and I was like, oh fuck, now I don't want to do this, so I was trying to cancel it, and I couldn't figure out how to cancel it, so in the end I just stopped the payment through my banking app. I was like, no, don't pay that. Yeah, so they've just done that. Because I couldn't figure out how to cancel it, because I went to their website and it said cancel here. So you click it and you go to cancel here. And it just keeps putting you in this loop of going around in circles.
Halo 5, Halo Infinite's coming out.
Oh god, don't get us started on the graphics of Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite is going to be a good game. Okay.
It probably is. I actually like Halo in general. Anyway, Chris, continue with what you were saying. So, after speaking about the backwards compatibility issues, Xbox meant to be near enough everything, PlayStation meant to be just PS4, and the controllers aren't carrying over. I don't know if they are for the Xbox, but go from
there. That was pretty much where I was going with it, to be honest. Pretty much the same. You're just looking at exclusives. I'll probably stick with PS5 because I've had PS5s. PlayStation.
PS5. You played one
because I've had them before. I'll probably stick with the PS5, just because that's my preferred console. Although I probably won't get one for myself, but most likely be forced into getting 2 for my kids.
Then
you'll have to get 3 in a row soon.
Because that's what's good thing about having kids. You can buy these things and you still get to play them.
I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I pretty much got the older generation of consoles. Do you know what I mean? As in, the new one would come out and I'd get the older one.
Yeah.
But either way. What about you then, Stimpy? I mean, you're pretty much a PC Master Race man anyway. How do you feel about them?
I'll get PS5 if Persona comes out on it.
Is that it? Just Persona 6, right?
Yeah, Persona 6. I don't need my waifus. I probably will end up getting a PS5, but I don't know about launch because the games aren't really that strong at launch.
Yeah.
I'll probably wait for a bit. As I say, I got so much things to buy, and I don't think I'll get an Xbox. So as much as I don't agree with exclusives, I have no reason to buy an Xbox because my PC runs better than one.
You see, I'm actually not in the same boat as you guys. I will probably end up getting both eventually. And I say that because I don't know if I'll get PS5 day one because I haven't seen any games except maybe Godfall and the Harry Potter game. Well, the Harry Potter game. Would you mind bringing up a trailer for the Harry Potter game? Because that actually got announced yesterday, Chris.
Yep.
But the Harry Potter game is meant to be an open world sort of Harry Potter game that looks really good. I'll have to see more of it before I can actually properly judge. But I haven't quite been pushed over the edge to pre-order my PS5 yet. But I will probably get the PS5 first, and then I'll get the Xbox One X way later down the line, when and if I can be bothered, or if there's a particular exclusive game that comes onto it. But Microsoft needs to do better with their exclusives this generation, and I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
I think the launch is a lot better this gen. I mean, they are talking, and have you ever got like I think the console is like really user friendly. You know, I mean, where it gives like backwards compatibility. You can like play. Say if you have an Xbox and a PC, you can play your games on the Xbox or PC. So you could keep your Xbox in the room for your kids, while you could keep your PC in your bedroom. You know what I mean, it gives you that kind of option.
Yeah. Well, the PlayStation. Phil Spencer's been really good for Xbox. I think.
Yeah.
He's really quite a good guy.
It's really customer focused, and just making people be able to play games.
So this is the Harry Potter game. Does this interest either of you two, or is it just?
I haven't seen a trailer yet. This is the first time I've seen a trailer.
Well, it starts off with what I think is it's not Hedwig. It just it's based in the end of the 18th century, I believe. So
Napoleon.
Technically, around the time of when cowboys were sort of dying out, like late 1800s. But yeah, and I do like the look of it. When the gameplay comes into in a minute, I'm wondering if it's going to have any multiplayer to it, if it's going to be a strictly single-player open world game, because it just says open world.
It does look good looking, but I don't know if I'm big on Harry Potter enough to be like super excited about it.
I'm a bit of a Harry Potter nerd. I've read all the books twice, and the movies are fine, but they could have been better. But Chris, what do you think of this?
I'm kind of with Stimpy. I don't particularly like Harry Potter itself, but the game looks really good. The graphics.
Yeah.
It's meant to come out next year, 2021.
Whoa, what the hell are those? Like chipmunk llamas?
Charmers.
Hey! Oh, Pegasus, that's cool.
Oh, it gets better. Just keep watching. There's Dementors.
Wow. Tron.
It just looks ace, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It does look good.
Yeah, it looks fun, but
yeah.
So I wish it wasn't Harry Potter more than anything. And that's probably one main reason why a lot of people are going to be buying it. But say if this is a magic game, what wasn't based in Hogwarts, I'd be more up for it.
You see, I think you guys are focusing too much on, like, the fact that it's a Harry Potter game, because it's not. Technically, it's not Harry Potter. It's Hogwarts. As in, it's based in the same world, but it's not got any of the characters in. Cause it's based like late 1800s. To be fair, Dumbledore could be in it. I'm trying to think of how old he is. No, he'd be a baby around then, if anything, I think. But I think it looks good. I'm all in on that one. I'll be getting Harry Potter. I mean, obviously, I'll keep an eye on it, and if anything bad comes out of it, but I doubt it will. I think it'll be fine. Although, let's face it, all the comments were to do with J.K. Rowling and the political backlash that's been involved in recently. But we'll leave that for now.
J.K. did nothing wrong. Hashtag.
Yeah. I must admit, a lot of the comments were going, "She's right, you know."
True facts. More than a lie.
It's interesting that Xbox haven't yet, that I know of, put any form of VR support for the Xbox.
Oh,
they've actively said they're not going VR.
Right.
Really?
So
why not?
I suppose that puts it a bit over the PS5 in terms of if we're comparing them side by side.
Because I figure the VR is a bit unbeaming.
What do you mean? Do you mean the PS5 over the Xbox? Because it sounded like you said the Xbox over the PS5.
No, the PS5 over the Xbox.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I would love an F1 game with VR, personally.
Well, I'm hoping VR becomes more mainstream. But the problem is, not people. It's still not as popular as it could be. That's mainly because of pricing and.
Well, it's also
game.
mostly only had experience games, hasn't it? Really, like games that are just sort of little tidbits. And
Yeah, the
things.
mini games. Right?
Yeah, like experiences like go to the Titanic or go back in time and see dinosaurs.
I've got Half-Life Annex. What's hopefully coming to. Oh, man, I think that'll be good on console as well.
Well, that's just PC at the moment. Hasn't the PC got like gloves where you can actually use all your fingers and stuff?
We got the not gloves, but we got like pad things, and you press different buttons for each finger and stuff.
Okay,
that's cool.
Like fair enough.
Oh, can you put a Final Fantasy 16 trailer on, Chris? Sorry.
Okay, so we'll move on to Final Fantasy 16, but just to clarify, it seems that the underdogs in general are leaning more PS5, and I'm pretty sure that Richard, who's not here at the right now, is leaning more PS5 as well. So the general consensus from the underdogs is that we still kind of see the PS5 as a little bit better. Although what we'll do is after the Final Fantasy 16 trailer, we should touch on Halo Infinite. Because that's like
Halo
the only really. Again, it had a backlash of the graphics, didn't it?
Yeah, so we're working on it a bit long. Well, it's fair enough. It's better to work on the game and release a game what no one's going to be happy with. But the graphics for Infinite didn't really bother me as much. No, it's more how
because Halo's always been a powerhouse for graphics. Every time a Halo's come out, it's been really good graphics.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just want this to be played really smoothly more than anything. I want it to be a smooth play.
So this is for Final Fantasy 16. Stimpy wanted to take a look at this because we're pretty much Final Fantasy fans. Not massively, but reasonably.
Like some games I like, some games I mean. That depends.
7's still the best.
14 is the best.
Yeah, Stimpy likes his MMOs. I'm yet to sink my teeth into an MMO that I really enjoy, but there's a lot of good-looking MMOs coming out soon. Ashes of Creation interests me. So like Shiva and Titan.
Yeah. My emo fringe. Oh, Doggo. No.
Doggo.
Because all the other characters look kind of normal-ish. They're not as emo as they normally are.
I still think they go from fantasy to post-modern fantasy to fictional, like, dragons sort of fantasy. They keep sort of jumping from one to the other. Like where they've got cars and cities in one, and then they've got like flying ships and stuff in another.
He's a big guy. I remember him.
There's an iconic villain of Final Fantasy, that octopus-looking thing. Marlboro, I think.
Marlboro. That's cigarettes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brand of cigarettes, that is.
Marlboro.
Final Fantasy seems to be obsessed with crystals. It's always about some sort of crystal.
Yeah, because the first game was about crystal, wasn't it? The first game was about crystal.
Yeah, but it could be about something else.
Politics. No one wants such politics now. I know.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for COVID Simulator to come out, where you just stay in your house. The combat certainly looks a lot more fast-paced and action. It's like Final Fantasy 15, where it's all over the place. And Final Fantasy 7 Remake was like that as well, wasn't it?
I want to request one more trailer after, if you don't mind, Chris. And it's a Virgil trailer for Devil May Cry 5. So it's not a new game, but it's a new DLC that's been announced.
Stimpy hijacking the stream with all of his favourite videos.
This is interesting for all of us, eh?
I mean, is that...
This is different.
Ifrit looks pretty cool, doesn't he?
My favourite Ifrit today is still Final Fantasy X, where he's more of a dog.
Yeah, 10's Ifrit is pretty cool.
I like Ifrit as a dog, but I don't like him as like a scaly thing.
Well, in 15 he was like a human, wasn't he, that you fought?
Yeah, 15 was cool. I really like 15. Like Ifrit, because it did give him like... If you look, that fight was cool. Even though it was easy, it was cool.
The 15 game was good, but it could have used a bit more... for the ending was pretty rubbish. No spoilers, but I didn't appreciate the ending.
The whole game was kind of like, yeah, and then it kind of was like... I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was the best game ever.
Well, Stimpy was Stimpy, you were telling me about how Devil May Cry was a spin-off when they were making Resident Evil 4. I believe it was.
Well, it originally started off in development as the next Resident Evil.
What do you want now, Stim?
When the Devil May Cry Virgil trailer.
The what?
Virgil
Devil
trailer.
May Cry,
Devil May Cry.
Virgil.
Okay, yeah.
Virgil.
You'll need to put in the Virgil trailer because it's a DLC or something.
Yeah,
Devil May Cry,
5, sorry.
I've always appreciated it for what it is, but it's a bit too hack and slashy for me. I know
I
that
loved
there's a
it.
lot of combos and it takes skill to do a lot of the combos, but I think you're more into your more fantastical sort of anime type games than I am.
Well, I've been always into. Well, Devil May Cry is not so much anime; it's just over the top. It's like over the top action, and the characters are like kind of like cheesy in a way where it's like 90s cartoon cheesy.
See, although Resident Evil 6, for instance, is ridiculously over the top, the
Is this-
people are still people. They can't like superhuman jump and stuff.
Hey, this is this main game. This is the main game trailer, isn't it?
It says it's a visual trailer.
Oh, it's a different one. I've seen.
No idea what is that.
Oh, that's.
They're being attacked by starfish.
This is not the trailer, I don't think. No, it's not. Put Virgil DMC 5. This is not a Virgil trailer.
Okay, well, I mean, Devil May Cry for me is by the by. It seems good and it serves a purpose, and I'm glad it's got a fan base. But you, for the past couple of months, Stimpy, have becoming more of a Capcom fanboy, haven't you? Is that fair to say?
No.
Well, you're a
Well,
PC fanboy.
I'm not. I wouldn't defend PC if it was worse. Fanboys don't defend
You are a
PC.
Look at his smile. He knows he's a PC fanboy. He's always going on about PC Master Race. I don't.
no.
He owns games on his PS4 that he still owns them. And I've said, "Oh, will you play this game with me?" It's like, no, I'd rather buy it on the PC. It's like, dude, it's an old game. Just jump on and play with me for a minute. No, let me on the PS4.
But you'll sit and play Persona.
Yeah. But he won't play with us on games he already owns, like Call of Duty.
Persona's a turn-based game. It's not. It doesn't really matter about frame rate too much. It's not going to be like. But if you're on about an FPS, especially.
But you're not good at FPSs, so it doesn't matter. You're not like a pro player. You don't need the ridiculous speeds of FPSing.
You probably.
I play on PS4.
I think that's why you're so bad, because you play on PC.
Against like hardcore sweats.
See, I play on PC and I'm fine. I'm no different to how it was on the PlayStation when I played it.
When I play on PC, I get owned, I must admit.
Anyway, you're going to put a trailer on what I requested.
No.
Next time you can host it and do all the work.
Oh, do There's AMD processor, it takes a while to boot up.
You really gonna go there?
It's like, why not when you should concentrate?
I don't get what you're on about boot up. There's nothing here, dude.
It's
apart
literally...
from what I've just...
Right, we can't faff around doing that now. We'll have to...
If you want
virtual reveal.
Yeah, and that's the one that I just played. I literally just played that, and you said it wasn't it. If you want these things, you send them prior to us going live, yeah?
Fucking hell.
Yeah? Like I asked you to.
Slap him down like a bad monkey.
Moving on. You might be used to just being able to do one thing at a time on your PC, but I'm doing several things at the same time. And I need things in order. I need to have them prior to going live.
Welcome to the Underdog stream where we talk and educate people about how to stream and prepare.
He is new to this, to be fair. It is his first one, bless him.
Put in director's office, there you go. That's right one. It's that easy, I found it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've done one of these. We used to call it the weekly woof, but I think we should just call it the occasional woof, and we'll just do a a show whenever a big, climactic thing happens in general. So do you want to show? Oh, is this the Virgil trailer? Are you giving him what he wants after all? What is this?
A Virgil trailer?
Is this the Virgil trailer? What is this?
God knows.
I have no idea what this is. Chris, what are you playing?
Whatever shit you just sent me.
Oh, this is the wrong fit. Never mind, ignore it.
Oh my god!
He
Simply just typed in the
moans.
wrong trailer.
He moans.
Watch.
Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. Body.
Welcome, viewers. By the way, feel free to chat. Any questions you want to ask about any upcoming
No, that's
games
not the one I sent you. That's not the one I
or
sent you.
anything,
You liar.
Move it
put
on.
them in the chat and
Stimpy,
we'll talk.
That's not the one I sent you.
Move it on.
Right.
You liar.
Moving on, Stimpy. Moving on.
You know, I'm just watching you.
So, do we want to talk about things like the new upcoming games coming out for next generation? Things like Ashes of Creation, which is a PC game, I believe, a new MMO that's looking good, or Godfall. We can touch on that again a little bit because I know we've spoke about it briefly before. What other games do we have? In fact, I'm going to bring up a list of next gen confirmed games, and we'll have a look at what we've got. Demon Souls, obviously. Fortnite's also been confirmed. I hate it when they say, "Oh, here's a list of all the games." You click on it, and it gives you about 1 million links to random other stuff. What have we got? So, obviously, Final Fantasy 16 we've just looked at. We've just looked at Harry Potter. Oh, God of War Ragnarok. Is anyone interested in that one? Simpy, you like God of War, don't you? Aren't you a God of War man?
I don't mind them. I mean, like I always thought, I played God of War 1, 3. Yeah, 1 and 3.
Yeah. We have brief. You don't mind them?
No, they're good games. I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but I do think they are good games though.
We don't want the advert.
What was the? Oh, I didn't know there was a trailer out already.
Well, God of War Ragnarok is this.
Yeah, I thought it was still in development and they hadn't released anything to do with it, but maybe it dropped the other day. Be interesting.
Boy.
I still haven't played the other God of War yet. I probably should do. Does it ever feel to you like some of the games coming out, like Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I've got a feeling that God of War would be similar, where these games are good enough for a lot of people to go, oh yeah, they're great, but I don't know, maybe older gamers that have experienced better quality storylines, they just feel a bit meh.
Well, I think the problem is like, okay, Ragnarok.
Go on then, Sid, what were you saying? You feel the problem with what?
The problem is with games nowadays, it's because gaming is like when we were younger, like gaming was quite popular with kids and that, but it didn't really try and cater towards adults so much. Or I mean, it had adult games, but it's like it wasn't as mainstream as it is now. And the problem with gaming now is it tries to like appeal to a mainstream audience. So when you get these stories now, you do get some good stories, but you always try and please the mainstream audience. I mean, and I think the stories do get diluted in that.
Yeah, well, CJT Swizzley up there, he's not excited about any game really coming out anytime soon. Now, I would argue that I'm at least excited about Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
he's not bothered about that. I wouldn't mind Godfall or Harry Potter World, like I said, well, not Harry Potter, Hogwarts or whatever. So there is some games that I am looking forward to, but I must admit it's a lot less than it normally is at this time of year.
Cyberpunk's going to be a really good game.
Like I was saying to you guys the other day, I feel they're really lacking in multiplayer story games.
Yeah, definitely.
There just doesn't seem to be much out there, unless you're going to go back and play old games.
I mean, they've got competitive multiplayer, sure, but I know what you mean. Well, that's why I want a good MMO to sink our teeth into, because that's something we could all play.
Well, Final Fantasy 15 is already out, man. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, but I think the combat needs to change for me. I don't think I will ever accept MMO combat of click and then just let them hit stuff. I just don't like it.
It's the thing is, from is you never get late into an MMO, so you never see the.
Chris, can you bring up Ashes of Creation, please, trailer?
Well, the thing is, you never get far enough into a MMO to get to like where your hotbar becomes full of shit and you have to like juggle all your abilities. Because early on in most MMOs, it's very simple just to get you used to the controls.
I would much prefer having no real moves at the beginning and then going to places around the map, places that you choose. So let's say I wanted to master, I don't know, let's take Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. Let's say I wanted to become a waterbender. I'd go to the waterbending temple or the earthbending temple, and then I'd learn moves, and you have to learn combos like Devil May Cry to fight creatures, and then there'd be arenas to fight PvP, and you'd obviously have bosses. Yeah, but Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have that combat.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's got point and click. I don't want point and click. I want action combat where when I press a button, I swing a sword, like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry has got good combat in that respect. I want an MMO that fights like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, but things are, how would you from that sort of combat? I don't know if it'd work in an MMO setting. It
doesn't have to be as fast as that. But do you know what I mean? Like you swing a sword, like maybe Fable then. You know Fable combat where you just hit stuff and whatever. But I'd like it to be a bit more challenging than that. So instead of having hotkeys where you press loads of buttons, you learn combos or learn spells.
Yeah, but how would you cast a spell?
Either a combination of buttons or just one button, but the spell can have a cooldown, but you can still aim the spell with, say, left trigger. So let's say if I press left trigger, or LB maybe, I'm thinking controller here, it would bring up a spell for me to shoot. Is this Ashes of Creation?
Yeah.
This is an MMO that I've looked into and it looks really good. And they're doing something really interesting with the open world where each town is built by the players. So you can find like a random node, like a node that's sort of on the map, and then you can build up a village. So let's say there's 3 of us at the beginning. We just build a couple of houses and a farm or whatever. But then more people come and join our village and it gets bigger and bigger and it can become big city. But no city can be built next to another node. There has to be at least a node in between each city. It's hard to explain. But the point is, there is times where your city can be attacked or raided. And I think it gives the players a warning of like 24 hours or something before this attack comes. And then there's like a big PvP, and whoever wins basically takes the node, and their other city gets to get bigger. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard to explain. It's a shifting world. Also, the combat looks action-packed, and it just looks good. It just looks like a good MMO.
When's this game coming out?
It's not out yet. I think that they are doing like beta tests and stuff for it, but it's meant to be next year, I believe. I could be wrong. I know that it's definitely not out yet, but I'm keeping my eye on it. And out of all the MMOs that I've ever looked at, that one interests me the most because it's not something that you point, click, and then your character runs over and starts hitting.
Have you seen a game? Have you seen a game? What was it called? Black Desert Online.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've got it. It was free at one point, so I downloaded it on Steam.
Combat's like quite action in that.
Chris, what do you think of Ashes of Creation? Does it interest you?
Not particularly.
No. Chris is a much more simulator fan. But any other games coming out, just to keep jumping forward, we've got obviously Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which we spoke of before. Apart from Richard, who is keen on it, because he likes his Assassin's Creed. I used to love Assassin's Creed. I went off it after Black Flag. But, that's not true, actually. I went off it after Origins, technically. But Black Flag was the best. But Valhalla looks fine, but if it's anything like Origins or Odyssey, I'm not interested. I don't really like the new combat system.
I'm not really bothered about Assassin's Creed.
There's a new Astro's Playroom, a game called Atomic Heart. Battlefield 6. Are we interested in Battlefield, boys and girls? Because
boys and girls.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Well played.
You never know who's watching. We could have a female viewer. You never know.
If it's got, I'll play on PC.
Oh God. Right. I like the look of. I used to love Battlefield up to Battlefield 4, but then Battlefield 5. Oh, sorry, Battlefield 1. Sorry, wasn't great. It was fine, but I felt that there was a limited amount of weapons in the game, and it did that thing where you could get like better weapons with loot boxes, and I just didn't like it. And then Battlefield 5 came out, and it just didn't do anything for me. Battlefield 6 though. When's it meant to be based in? Stimpy, why don't you answer what Chris wants there?
What's up?
Just a question. And I don't know why I'm going all the way back to our previous conversation, but how would you feel if the PS5 played a particular game in higher frames than your PC did?
I'll buy PS5.
What I'm saying is, say, would you go back to the PS5 to play it, or would you be stubborn and play it on the on your PC?
I'll play it on PS5. Depends what kind of game it is. I mean, depends. If it's a racing game, and I'm playing on PS5. If it's a MMO or depends on the type of game.
I'm surprised you don't want to play shooters and stuff on the consoles more, because it's an easier player base to fight against. And by easier, I mean that our skill level, and I am pointing to myself here, you and me particularly, Stimpy, aren't wonderful at Call of Duty.
1v1 me, bro. 1v1 me. See
I will happily 1v1 you. Chris, we've got that on record. I want to throw down with Stimpy.
Yeah.
We'll stream that. We've already had a 1v1 between Chris and Richard. Check out my Twitch channel on our YouTube for more details.
1v1 me on Resident Evil.
What?
Richie, if you're watching, I want a rematch.
Yeah. It's Stimpy, you've called me out and I accept your challenge. There's no backing down now. No backing down now.
No
Go download a terabyte of game now. For one match.
I'm not going to... Can you cross-play private games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to beat you and you're going to be on a PC. Yeah, I'm going to talk some smack. Anyway, moving on. Borderlands 3. I used to love Borderlands 2. Was one of my favorite games, but Borderlands 2 was fine. Just not completely. I didn't think it was the best thing ever. Bug Snacks, which looks weird to me. I don't know about anyone else, but it looks a bit kiddie. But then it's really odd.
Bug Snacks. So is that weird dog thing? What eats the bug and?
Yeah, it's sort of like it looks like a bunch of sort of animated puppets that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's really weird. Really.
I thought it was just We're not the target audience, are we? Really?
Chris, do you want to bring up the longest trailer that you can find on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War? We'll talk about the new Call of Duty. Call of Duty. We'll do a few more topics.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new Virgil DLC though. It's gonna be really good.
He's still going on about Devil May Cry 5?
Yeah, Virgil DLC.
Right.
I'm watching trailer now. Yeah.
Well, what do we think about the new Call of Duty? Because Chris, you said that you weren't excited about any games, but I know that you get the Call of Duty every year, so we'll start with you. What's your view on Call of Duty?
Just have to play it and see how it is. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I'm just really
Cold War. This one. It's based in.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have to play it and see what it's like. I have really enjoyed Modern Warfare though.
Yeah, same.
I have enjoyed playing it.
Thing is, though, Black Ops is pretty famous for its zombie series, which obviously isn't in the other one. The trouble is, for me, Zombies has got a bit ridiculous. As in, it started off as sort of just a survival mode, pure and simple, and it sort of got better because it added a little bit more complexity into it in Black Ops, where you could, kinder tone. Because I think the zombie mode originally came in what was that Vietnam one called?
Oh, Black Ops. That was the first one.
No, it wasn't. It was World at War, I think. Was it Call of Duty World at War?
I'm not sure.
What game was it?
Well, Black Ops Vietnam as well.
No, and you may have done it.
Black Ops, first Black Ops.
Yeah, Black Ops. Black Ops, you were in Vietnam, but no, it's not what I'm talking about. Anyone watching this will know what I'm on about. The first zombies game was in I think Call of Duty World at War.
Oh, World at War, yeah. The first zombies was in World at War.
Yeah, but that was also in Vietnam.
World War. Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know that.
But yeah, so and that started off with just like, you know, a couple of rooms and a box sort of thing. And then in Black Ops, I would say that they mastered it in Black Ops 1. And they've just added to it more and more and more, to the point where now zombies to me are so convoluted and so crazy. There's like portals going everywhere. What I would like them to do is have like a level that's quite simple, a level that's more complex, and then a level that is just bonkers for those people that just love all the intricate details of everything. But they don't. They just have like bonkers levels all the time. What do you guys feel about zombies? Stimpy, you go.
I used to really enjoy playing the zombies.
Things are
talking.
Wait, is there?
Yeah, Stimpy just stood there looking at his bike.
Are you there, Stimpy? Do you want to go?
No, because I'm like, what's she?
I think he's having trouble with the internet.
She's done.
Stimpy, stop watching porn whilst we're trying to record. You can't even deny it. He is.
It's not porn. It's hentai, and it's art.
Chicks with dicks, hentai.
But they're not really interested in Call of Duty. Just Call of Duty, same shit, different war.
I must admit, I am. I'll probably end up getting Call of Duty, or at least playing it a little bit. But in general, I don't know. I'm wearing out of Call of Duty. The trouble is, I prefer Titanfall 2. I hope they make a Titanfall 3, although nothing's been announced, I don't think.
I died. I've got what's it called? What's that game called? I can't remember. PUBG kind of version of the game. What was?
Okay, well, what about... Hang on a sec. Why has it gone so far down the list?
Tony Hawk's.
I'll play it. I won't probably buy it full price because I'm not that massive into it.
I will be getting Tony Hawk's remaster at some point. I used to love that game.
I used to think it was fun, but I never really got massively into them.
We all know why that was.
What about, I mean, just to throw out some more titles, Dirt 5. I quite like Dirt 4, but I preferred the WRC games. Doom Eternal, Dragon Age 4. Stimpy, you like Dragon Age, I think?
I did.
Fair enough. Dustborn, I've not heard anything about that. That's a story-driven action-adventure that sees you leading a band of misfits across a divided USA on a mission to transport a package.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not overly convinced.
Okay.
Now, this is the game I do want. Dying Light 2. Big fan of Dying Light. Will happily play that.
I never played the first one.
Never played the first one?
No, I never played. Cause I thought it was too similar to Dead Island, so just avoid it.
No, it's not similar enough to Dead Island.
Oh my god.
It's way more action. What?
What?
What are you oh my godding?
What? I got...
Oh, you can't see it. Shit.
Multiplayer will come to both multiplayer modes. Is it online?
Yep. Let me get it.
You know what that means, Chris?
That
means that at some point we're going to be streaming a 1v1 between me and Chris on Horse.
There we go.
And on, Graffiti and on like all the modes. We'll be doing a 1v1.
Yeah, there you go.
Are we 1v1 in Chris? Online and local multiplayer modes. Chris, 1v1 me.
Yeah.
1v1 me on the hangar.
Yeah.
1v1 me on school.
So is it not going to be a full release game? Like, it's not an actual new game, it's just a remake.
Can you bring up Dying Light 2 trailer? I'd like to get your views on this, and I'd also like to know if... I would love it if I can get Stimpy, Chris, and Richard, and myself to do a co-op playthrough of that game. I don't know if it would ever be on all the time. Yeah, it'd be so good to do that. Far Cry 6. Now, Far Cry 6, I'm really apprehensive about. I will come back to Dying Light 2 in a second. But do you know Far Cry 5 was really good? and then they released Far Cry New Dawn, and I hated it because they've changed it to where when you shoot people, instead of them just sort of getting shot and dying, they have like health bars and they can like tank bullets loads and stuff. And I really didn't like that. So I'm worried that Far Cry 6 is going to follow New Dawn and not Far Cry 5, in which case I won't get it. If it follows New Dawn, I won't be getting it.
Let's wait for reviews to come out, eh?
Well, I'm just going to watch some gameplay. As soon as I see some gameplay, I'll be able to tell.
True.
FIFA 21, same shit, different year.
What's this trailer to?
Dying Light.
Dying Light 2 or Dying Light 1?
Dying Light 2.
Yeah. So Dying Light 1 was a game that I honestly was considering putting up as one of the games of last generation. But in fairness, it wasn't. It was a good game, but the only thing that it does way better than anything else is it has a 4-player co-op story mode, which, let's face it, as Chris has already said, we are lacking massively. So it would be good to get another co-op story mode game in there.
Very well hung.
Lol.
Every day we rise from dust to choose between bad.
It looks like a bit of a cool game, actually.
Oh, dude, Dying Light 1 was brilliant, and the Dying Light 2, I have no doubt will be a good game. I'm excited about it.
I wish it weren't first person now. I'd be third.
Oh, you get used to it. You get used to it in like 10 minutes. You get used to it in first person. It's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Would you play that with me, Chris?
I'll play it with you.
I wish it's done like one on Steam at the moment.
I don't know, but if it goes on sale, I'll have to get it, I think.
We all could do a playthrough on it, eh?
Yeah, but we've got to finish our Resident Evil 6 playthrough first.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game, Godfall looks pretty good. Goodbye Volcano High. That looks like a super game. I've never seen one.
That's a furry game. I'm not into that shit.
Okay.
Show a game of Godfall. No, now, Chris. Chop.
Oh, Gran Turismo 7, PS5 exclusive.
You thought this on, Chris. You thought this on.
What is this?
This is that for Volcano High. It's a furry game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's proper furry.
I have no interest in this game, I'm not going to lie.
Looks like your interest, right?
Look, it's a sad unicorn. It's a brony.
What even are these animals? Are dinosaurs? Or...
It proper looks like Persona.
Dinosaurs, right?
Is it Dino High?
How does it look like? It looks like dinosaurs, aren't they? It's Ark.
I think they are dinosaurs. Ark.
I can't look like that.
Looks more like Persona.
How? It's cartoon.
There's a game called Gothic. After gauging interest with the playable teaser, developer THQ Nordic has confirmed that it's going to remake its 2001 cult classic and bring it to the PS5. Gothic.
I play Gothic.
I've never played it either, but the Gran Turismo 7 PS5 exclusive. I'll be getting that. I liked that game.
See if there's a Gothic trailer, Chris.
There's going to be a Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition for the PS5. Third time's a charm for Rockstar Game, which is set to bring GTA 5 to the PlayStation 5 in what the company is calling a new and enhanced edition. I mean, that's 3 generations for one game. That is ridiculous.
All you basically do, you're paying an extra 50 quid for them to turn up a graphical slider a bit.
What exactly is new or enhanced remains to be seen, or what this means for the still rumoured GTA 6 release date. We'd like to finally see some single-player DLC added if possible. They're not going to do that. It's not where the money is.
No, single player. I don't know that makes laugh. You're paying 50 quid for a new version of GTA, and the PC version will get a free update. And I don't get why people still buy GTA.
Because it's good.
It is
good.
But
like, buy on PC when you only have to buy it once.
People,
you don't have to keep buying.
Well,
there's another game called Graven.
Graven?
No, I was going to say they probably want to play the DLC.
Yeah, but PC will get those games as well.
And then they end up buying it on PC so they can do that. Because you can do that through like 5M and other sources.
Yeah. Well, we've got Graven. Graven is an action-adventure RPG first-person puzzler that sees you exploring a dark... No, I'm not even interested. Haven, if you're looking for a relaxing co-op adventure game, Haven might be just for you. Coming to PS5 and PS4, this game was designed to feel like a gentle breeze. Okay, I'm not interested. According to the game's creative director, Emmerich Thower, it shuns fast-paced action to favour a simplicity and relaxation. Yeah, let's carry on. Heavenly Bodies. Heavenly Bodies asks the player to take on a unique challenge of mastering tasks in zero gravity. Chris, I think this one's for you. You'll need to use the left and right triggers on the analog sticks to move your astronaut's arms and legs. Kick with R1 and L1 as you attempt to keep a space station operational. It looks like a better or more complicated version of Mount Your Friends. Better graphics and stuff on a space station.
I'm kind of disappointed with the title Heavenly Body, and then it's about space.
Yeah, I bet you are. Hitman 3, anyone?
No.
Epic Games Store gave away Hitman the other day, but anyone watching this now, they're giving away Watch Dogs 2 and Football Manager 2020 if you're interested. Hood, Outlaws and Legends.
Hoods.
Apparently, his Legends was confirmed to be heading for PS5 during the State of Play Live blog in August 6. Not many details were given about the announcement, but the third-person medieval action game features PvPvE gameplay, possibly make it a bit like the Hunt Showdown. Two teams have to pull off a heist from the oppressive government, facing off against tricky AI guards and presumably each other. It's set for release sometime in 2021. That's quite interesting. The Hunt was quite good. What's this game, Chris?
Hitman, that was Hitman.
That was Hitman.
Cool.
Apparently, the new what was it? New Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah.
That's coming free with every 30 series cards.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Watch Dogs has always been quite a good graphic game, although the first one was controversial for not being as good as it says it was. I've never found them bad. No, it was on PC as well. Can you remember people had to go into the data mine the thing and then and put it up again or something? I remember them saying that they did manage to get the graphics as good as it said, but they had to faff with it and mod it and stuff.
Well, the thing is, the problem with Ubisoft done that a few times, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're famous for saying something looks better than it is. Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. It's actually just called Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, I'll probably buy it if it's reduced.
Yeah, I mean, I still should try and complete Zero Dawn, but I'm worried that the game I'm streaming at the moment, Days Gone, I'll push through that, and then I might go to Horizon Zero Dawn. But these games feel like I am forcing my way through them. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the ride and getting to the end and going, oh, that was great. I'm pushing my way through out of boredom sometimes. What?
Just stop playing it.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I could stop playing it,
It's
but
boring.
a lot of people say, "Oh, you haven't got to the good bit yet," or maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm not playing the game
But
right.
Stimpy says that all the time, and when you do, you still feel the same.
Yeah, you keep riding my dick again, Chris. All right.
What expression?
Every time you want to ride my dick, just let me know that, just send it on live stream. Not chat about it.
Okay, now this is a game that has actually got quite a lot of interest. Chris, you might want to bring up the trailer for this one. Immortals Phoenix Rising. I believe they had to change the name because it was originally called Gods and Monsters, but apparently, was it something to do with the monster drink, the legal... Either way, they had legal warnings and they had to change the name.
Immortals what?
So it's now Phoenix Rising. Fenyx Rising. Oh, you know how to spell Rising, sorry, but yeah, Phoenix is Fenyx, which obviously isn't how you normally spell Phoenix. But it's basically sees players taking the role of Phoenix, a red-headed mortal who can perform various godly abilities and wield exotic weaponry. Yeah. It is up to Phoenix to restore the order of the fantastic world that has been thrown into chaos by Typhon, one of the deadliest creatures in Greek mythology. Apparently, Apparently, it will be released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC in December the 3rd.
Oh, I saw this, yeah.
There's no confirmation of it set on PS5, but no doubt it probably will. Yeah, I mean, that looks moderately interesting, but it is very... I don't know, it is cartoony, but I don't like to... Yeah,
it was like...
Zelda.
Like
Just got out a massive hammer. Persona. Everything's like Persona now.
If it's in the slightest bit cartoony or anime, it's Persona. And I don't like it.
No, I don't think Chris. It reminds me of Icarus, Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Chris, by the way, doesn't like anything with...
It looks like something you should be playing on a Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Why?
Because I feel like stereotyping.
Yeah, you're right. You think anything with a bit of artistic flair is Nintendo?
And it looks interesting. It's certainly got some cool looking scenario.
Obviously, it's not going for realistic, like let me approach a realistic approach, but sometimes that works out better because games what go for like super realism never age that well compared to games what go for more this approach.
That is true. I'll give you that.
That's why I like games like Wind Waker. I mean, it's timeless because it still looks good today. And same with Persona games. They've never gone for like realistic approach, so they still look decent now, and like the cutscenes still look good. And I mean, it's just a really nice experience still.
Yeah.
But if you play like a game like, I don't know, what was like a super realistic game for its time, like Oblivion.
Well, leave it on in the background for a second, Chris, while I would go on to the next one. We've got Just Dance 2021. We all know what that is. It'll just be different songs. Jet the Far Shore. It's apparently a bit of an enigma. Apparently, it's a Super Brothers, the studio behind Sword and Sorcery. We don't really know much about it, apparently. So we'll leave that.
There's one game that's coming out that's on PC first.
What's that?
Baldur's Gate, and I know you're not really into. I know you played Divinity Sin. I know you played Divinity Original Sin. You didn't really get into it, but
I need to give it a try. I haven't given that enough time to know if I get into it or not. But
can you just show a trailer, Chris? Just so I want to show you both it because I'll see what you reckon to it.
For what?
Baldur's Gate. It's a new game. Well, it's not out yet, but it's coming out very soon. It's coming out, I think, in about a month's time.
Right. I'm going to, once we've looked at this trailer, I am going to run through the rest of this list, but we don't have to look at a trailer for everything. We'll just look at the ones that interest us, okay?
Yeah, we'll speed on the rest of this. And anything we miss out, we can always do next week.
Sure. There is a game that does it. What's this one then that we're looking at?
Baldur's Gate. This is the same people who made Divinity Original Sin 2, but this takes place in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So you know, like Dungeons and Dragons. It's in that universe.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this this trailer before.
It looks really good. Like obviously this is gameplay. This is a story. But to give you an idea who the bad guys are.
I really don't like non-gameplay trailers of games.
Yeah, but the gameplay. Never do this gameplay. It's basically going to be like Divinity Original Sin style, so over the top story. You know, choice driven.
Oh, what the hell is going on?
Looks nasty.
Yeah. It's a Japanese porn star.
Looks like Persona 4 now.
Oh. Chris is, by the way, he's allergic to anything what's not a truck or a plane.
Why has he turned into Squidward, simply?
Because it's a Cthulhu kind of thing. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know Dungeons and Dragons or Baldur's Gate. I haven't played them.
Okay, well, let me punch through some of these. Chris, would you mind loading up a trailer for Lego The Skywalker Saga, just for me? Anyway, Kena Bridges of Spirits.
Xena.
That looks like Kena, Kena. Bridge of the Spirits. It looks like a cartoony, fun little game. Maybe we'll keep an eye on that. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be playing that with my daughter. She loves a bit of Lego. We'll put on the trailer now. There's another game called Little Devil Inside, cute RPG with cartoony style, but there's not much else we know. Little Nightmares 2, suspense adventure.
Pod race.
Stop me if I say anything that interests you. Madden 21, Marvel Avengers. Honestly, I was excited about Marvel Avengers, but I don't like the fact that they've added a new, like random character into it as a playable character. I'm not interested. She's basically got Mr. Strange's powers.
Oh no, that's what's it? Marvel. What's her name? Miss Marvel, I think.
No,
she's basically Captain Marvel. Yes, Miss Marvel. Not Captain Marvel. It's someone else.
Then why has she got
Miss Marvel?
Was it the Mr. Fantastic's powers from the Fantastic Four?
She's a different power. I mean, she's not Captain Marvel. She's her own character.
I've never heard of her. I'm not interested. So I mean, but apparently it's been getting bad reviews anyway. Spider-Man's Miles Morales. I'm not too phased about that. What about you guys? Just say what you think.
Spider-Man, yeah, maybe. What's Avengers? No, because the performance issues are really bad on console, and we also locked away Spider-Man behind the PlayStation. So
NBA 2K 2021, which nobody should get because of the awful practices they've employed this year. Observer System Redux, don't know. Oh, a new Oddworld game that interests me. And while I'm on the topic, Prince of Persia is being remastered, and that's one of my favorite games ever. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time are being remastered.
Apparently, it looks terrible though.
I'll be getting it. I don't care. I'll get it, and I really don't care. Outriders. I've looked at it and it looks fine, so I don't know what you're talking about, but fair enough. Oh, Overcooked All You Can Eat. My partner will no doubt get that. She loves the Overcooked games.
That's okay. What game was that we just showed then, Chris?
Spiderman.
Spinnerman.
It looks good, doesn't it, graphically?
Yeah, it looks fun.
Looks interesting, yeah.
Be nice if it. Things are, I would actually get PS. Oh, Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. You played it. You played the first one.
Yeah.
What's it? I would actually get PS5 if I could play the Spider-Man of last gen at 60 FPS.
What if you could play the new one at 120 FPS?
Well, obviously, I'll buy it. It's like, I'm not gonna. Oh no, that's too many FPS.
There's a couple of other games like Paradise Lost, The Pathless, Planet Coaster Console Edition. I've got that for the PC and it wasn't that good. A new poker game's coming out, due to release in 2020. Poker Club. I think that's already out, isn't it? Pragmata.
I don't know.
Oh, Stimpy, Pragmata, another offering from Capcom. Would you mind bringing up Pragmata, Chris, for Stimpy? We don't know very much about Pragmata. It might not have the game's trailer shows a spaceman protecting the world and a little girl from.
Oh yeah, sure, that's a really cool trailer. I'm sure that's a Konami trailer, but
Capcom, yeah.
I don't know. I've seen a trailer what looks similar to that, and I thought it was Konami. I'm not sure. I must have got mixed up. That looks a really cool trailer. It looks really random if it's one I'm thinking about.
Rainbow Six Quarantine is first confirmed during Ubisoft's E3 2019.
Yes, there's a trailer. Check his trailer, Jenny. It's proper random. It's like tell you like.
I've noticed that games are more and more leaning to helmets that don't have visors, that are just sort of like closed helmets.
Well, I suppose it's because you can put yourself more in a character, can't you?
Yeah, I must admit, I appreciate that kind of thing.
It's random, this trailer. So it doesn't make no sense.
I'll keep going though because we need to get through them. Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 8, The Village.
The Village. I need to finish 7 yet. The Village.
What the fuck's up with the cat?
It's a hologram cat.
Yeah, it's a memory, I think, as in it was around.
Cat's got 9 lives. I got 1. Fuck the cat. So it's really random. This is what it's like playing on it. What? to see a man on drugs. So is a little girl going to be following around all the time?
Stimpy, do you still want that Stray game with the cat that goes around as a detective?
Yeah, I think it'd be quite funny. I like that. I like that.
So not interesting.
I like games like that.
Suicide
I like games
Squad,
with my...
Justice League.
No, I'm not interested.
Well, that was interesting.
Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Gollum? We're making Lord of the Rings game for just Gollum?
Yeah. I mean, I am actually interested in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah, Warframe, Watch Dogs Legion, Worms Rumble, WRC 9. I'm interested in WRC 9. Death Stranding, Final Fantasy Remake. These are all coming to PS5, by the way.
Oh, I'll be like re-releasing Death Stranding.
Yeah. GTA 6, obviously. Starfield. I don't know much about Starfield, but it's a Bethesda game.
Starfield, never heard of it.
Apparently, it's the first new IP for Bethesda in 25 years, and will be a single-player RPG set in outer space. Obviously, The Elder Scrolls 6. I hope that is good. I'm worried that it won't be.
Have you heard about the new Rainbow Six game?
Yeah, we were on about Quarantine.
Yeah, we just had Quarantine. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about it. What was it? Is it like the same as the old one? The other one.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. Oh, so it's like a zombie one. Is it a whole new game then? Not
Yeah, apparently they don't know much about it really.
I got cramp in my
3-player co-op game apparently. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Graphics look nice. Then again, it's you don't know this would be. Not actual gameplay.
Looks good. Although that's the whole trailer and just sat in that room.
Okay. Well, what I will say, guys, is we'll start rounding it down because it's been over an hour and a half. So, ultimately, we've discussed, the new generation of consoles. We've spoke about a lot of new games coming up, and we've also spoke about our favorite games of last generation. We will keep an eye on any gaming news up and coming, but most of the gaming news tends to be focused around, games that have just come out recently. For example, the new Fast and the Furious game was meant to have been absolutely terrible. I don't know if you saw that. It was meant to be awful. If anyone wants to check out that game in a good review, I'd check out Young Yeah. He's a YouTuber that's quite good. But other than that, though, we all are streaming a lot recently. Like I said, me and Sir Stimpy tend to co-op our streams with Resident Evil 6. Me and CGT Swizzly tend to play a bit of Fortnite and Call of Duty together quite a lot.
And
me and Rich, and SnowRunner, we're going to get back on that. Me and Richie Askew will play Resident Evil 5. Yes.
Before we move on.
Yeah. Oh, this has got to get an honourable mention. This is a game I found on Steam, and I was like, Chris, we need this game because we've got the wheel and everything. It's called Taxi Driving Simulator, but it isn't. But it isn't as simple as just simulating a taxi driver.
Crazy Taxi.
It's more of an evolution of Crazy Taxi, but it's an 18 game. Like people are humping in the back. The guys are getting drugs. Like a mafia guy tells you to, will you deliver a guy in the back, in your boot and stuff like that. If you just watch this trailer, it looks amazing, and I'd recommend anyone to give it a look. And look, you put some body in your boot, I think. Yeah, there you go.
We should do a Deadpool DLC.
Brilliant. A Deadpool deal, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Taxi.
And you can do up your taxi and make it look a bit cooler. And I think you have to deliver this woman's baby.
Is this game out?
No, it's not out yet. It looks really good though, doesn't it?
Do you think I'd be sat here talking to
you? What?
If it was out.
What do you say, Chris?
I don't think there's a better way we could have ended that stream than on that trailer.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah. What's this?
Firefighter.
Oh my God, Chris. No, you just lost me.
Hey, it's good.
Yeah.
I really want I Am Your President. That hasn't come out yet, but that looks really good.
Is that
It's essentially like a president simulator. It doesn't have Donald Trump's face, but it's got his suit on. It's like up to his neck.
We actually got a game on Steam about Donald Trump.
Are you sure that's not I'm Your President?
No, it's like dead cheap. It's like I don't think it's probably like a throwaway game.
Yeah.
They've got a game about everything on Steam now.
We got what was it? We got the last waifu, like basically like a hentai version of The Last of Us.
God.
I got one of World War waifu. What's basically like World War waifu.
Right. What we should do is we should pretty much start looking at ending the stream now. What would you like to speak on, if anything at all, or is there anything final words you want to say before we end?
I'll just let me just show you a thing quick before we end the stream. It's just a bit funny, something funny. I've been there's a YouTuber called was it Sniper Mario? And he just basically does like piss take videos.
Is it that thing that you sent me earlier?
No. So I got something else. So I was going to show you that, but the thing is, the problem about it
is it particularly offensive?
No, it's not offensive.
Okay, fine.
It's not. No, it doesn't say anything. But this is really funny. Is it? Or is it? Let me just get up for you.
Do you know they're bringing a new Euro Truck Sim out, Joe?
Really?
Yeah, in Australia. Australian
Truck
Sim.
Is it Australian DLC or is it just a brand new?
No, it'd be like the American one, I guess. Where it's a brand new beginning, I suppose.
There's a director's office.
I'm wondering if they're eventually going to try and join up all their games. Do you know what I mean? Where you can simultaneously drive into anywhere.
I want them. Could you imagine like if
there you go, Chris.
If say Euro Truck and Flight Simulator all joined up, and you could literally drive around and see people flying above.
We could plane could deliver the cargo to a country, then a lorry had to deliver the cargo from there.
Yeah. This is gonna be.
That'd be mad.
But watch that video even.
Stimpy, where have you sent it to?
In the director's office.
Okay.
I'm looking at gameplay and it looks like a.
So this is he does like all different videos. He's done when Fanboys lose an exclusive.
I'm gonna have to throw everyone in Be Right Back really quickly, and then I'll stick it up. Because there's no actual way for me to jump there without destroying everyone.
Stimpy messing up the stream again.
Yeah. As per.
Or you could tell him to post it somewhere else.
Oh crap. And I broke it anyway. There we go.
That's a quick fix. This is a song I have to turn it up a bit. I can't hear it. I think if this is what happens if you listen to K-pop if you're black.
Go on YouTube, type in K-pop.
Go on for a bit more, sorry.
The first song, I bet you'll love it. Just give it a chance. Click on the very first video you find, and I bet you'll love the song. Okay, fine. I'll listen to one song, but that's it. And if I don't think it's fire, I'm kicking your ass. Deal, man. Do it. Let's go. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see. K-pop. Okay.
I don't get it.
Wait, just wait for it.
Kinda catchy, actually, yeah.
Are we still waiting?
Yeah, because this is a part of the song what sounds a bit.
Is there anything offensive on it? No, there's nothing offensive on it, he says.
This is a free one. It's not like a joke.
Oh, please. I had no idea. That's like the only song I can.
Alright. Oh, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, that's Stimpy humour, everyone.
Can you send us a before next time, then we can look at it first. We'll censor it before we show it.
We're not actually saying anything about it that sounds bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call it at that then.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Do check out all of our streams. Follow us. You know, give us a look on our YouTube, which is at the top, the Underdogs Live, and hopefully we'll see you next time we do one of these things, and we'll hopefully have our fourth member with us, Richie Askew.
Yep.
Take care, guys. Say bye, Stimpy.
Right.
Man of many words.
See
Say bye, Chris.
you later.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Lol.
Ended.